And then Squidward just shot himself in the head with a shotgun and his brains went everywhere. But all I had to ask myself at that point was, do I eat creamy or crunchy peanut butter? What do you think, Dr. Whitebear?
Doc, you always know just what to say. You know, I feel like I could probably watch Toy Story 3 now without crying. No, that's impossible.
Yeah, pretty sure you're right. Maybe the problem stems from the fact that as you were a kid, you couldn't reach the expectations people set out for you. Or it could be that you've never watched Star Wars.
Josh, how did you even get in here? And it's not because I haven't watched Star Wars.
Dude, I live in your walls. But don't even worry about that, alright? What I gotta show you is a trailer for the game The Evil Within. It got censored in Japan. But this is the American trailer I'm about to show you, alright? There's no censoring here. It's gonna be weird.
Josh, I can handle weird. Josh? Josh, where are you?
I'm right here.
Ah, thank God. For a second, I thought I went blind.
You did go blind, and you followed me in the bathroom. If you please, go. Shoot. I can't. Shoot.
Hey everybody, welcome to Not So Family Gaming here on GameCoop.
Second episode, man. We're doing pretty
We're
good.
doing it, man.
We're doing it.
We've got a good list of things to talk about today. Just a little tiny bit of a brief overview of E3 since we kind of completely missed it.
Sorry.
We're just going to do a little quick thing about our kind of favorite ones, one we're most excited for.
Yeah.
We also have the Evil Within coming in there.
So happy for that.
What else we got there? PlayStation TV Now and PlayStation Now.
PlayStation TV and PlayStation Now.
Yeah. Same deal. And then we're gonna have our thoughts on the Destiny Alpha, which was I'll say it. I don't want to get it. Okay. All right. So first thing on deck, we just kind of wanted to go over a little bit of stuff at E3. The top 3 things that Josh and I are most excited for. Would you like to start?
Yeah, I just want to say first though, it's not just stuff that was announced at E3, it's actually stuff that could have been before, but what showed us like new stuff at E3 that made us excited.
Because one of the things in there is Metal Gear Solid 5, but the new stuff that they showed was really awesome.
So did you want to go first?
Nah, you go.
Alright, so starting off with Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Alright, I know, there's a new Dragon Ball game like more than every Call of Duty, alright? I get it. But this one excited me because, you know, there was a new character and it was all mysterious. So I was like, I want it. It had the Capsule Corp thing, so I was like...
It does seem pretty cool, but I mean, just at a certain point, I'm so skeptical about it because how many Dragon Ball Z games can they make before they're all just a giant blur? And that's looking at the trailer, that's what I see. It's almost just like Battle Z.
Well, the first Dragon Ball game coming out 80-something, and it's still going like big years, like so many years later. So,
yeah, right.
So people, you know, Dragon Ball Z has a huge fan base. So
right, but I'm just getting a little skeptical on how good it's going to be. You know, I'm just hoping that they can kind of make it different than other.
I think they tried to make it different with Battle Z, and I thought it was all right. Second game, another game I'm always talking about, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. I'm always talking about Persona. Alright, I get it. It's my favorite game of all time. I'm gonna keep talking about it. Showed off new characters, showed off new stuff, and even like a week later, they were like, "Ooh, the free DLC on the first day." But what they showed was like an actual D3 trailer, and it was so nice.
Now it's a fighting game, correct?
Yes.
The whole it's not changing for that.
No.
So I mean, do they do it differently every year? Is it like good every time they make one?
Actually, this is just the second one.
This is
just the second one.
Persona 4.
It's based off of the series Persona 4.
Okay, there you go.
So, but it's really good. I like it a lot. The trailer I liked a lot. I played the first game and I still play it all the time. So I'm really excited for that. And my last thing being Bloodborne, which is made by the guys that make Dark Souls. I love Dark Souls 2. That game is so much fun and ridiculously hard.
But is it almost the same thing, or is it different?
I'd like to think it's different, but at the same time, I'm hoping for like an industrial age type Dark Souls. Because
Okay.
it looked like that. It looked so nice and beautiful, and it's gonna be on PS4, Xbox One, so it's gonna look beautiful. I cannot wait. It's gonna be so cool.
It did look a little dark, a little different, but I think I definitely still kind of had the feeling that'd be good. Still up in the air whether I would buy it or not. Yeah. But let's get into my top 3 here really quick. I think the one, it's really tough. I'm gonna have to always go with Metal Gear Solid 5, being the my favorite top pick of what I'm the most excited for, just because I've always followed Metal Gear, and the trailer that they showed, it was really intense. It looked a lot different than other games, because you can see in it that Big Boss kind of actually kills people in the trailer, which is something I'm not used to seeing. Because in the games, I would always play stealthily and don't kill anybody. That's what the Big Boss emblem is for in all the games. So that's something looks like it's going to be a little different, but still excited for nonetheless. We also had my second pick, because it looked really good, looked really fancy, is Tom Clancy's The Division. And the gameplay on that looks awesome. And open world RPGs are getting a little played out, I feel like. Everything seems to be going towards that, but I feel like this one's doing it really well. It's going to have, the single player aspect of it, but it's also going to have that multiplayer aspect where as soon as you try to escape an area, or as soon as you try to go somewhere, you get engaged by the other people, and to me, that's a great way to entwine both of those things seamlessly and just awesomely. So I'm excited for that. The story to it even looks really good too, because the cinematic trailer is also really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because last year at E3 when they were showing it off, I wasn't that excited for it. I was like, it looks like another third-person shooter. What they showed off this year, I was like, I'm going to be pre-ordering that soon.
So it looked good. Definitely, I've already pre-ordered it completely. I just said, you know what, no matter what, I'm probably getting this game. It looks really cool. And finally was Rainbow Six Siege. It looks really good. It looks really good. I definitely enjoy past Rainbow Six Vegas games and all that. They're really awesome, and this one just kind of ups the ante on it. It's more in depth. It definitely looks different. I've never seen a game do exactly what it's doing. The multiplayer aspect's really cool to it. And of course, they kind of hype it up with how the teammates are playing. They're playing, of course, they're close together, doing all this stuff, and they work well together and do it. But that's a little, hyped and a little fake on their end, because of course they have it planned out, what's going to happen, but still looks really cool, still a cool deal.
I thought it was a little weird, because it's like, Battlefield Hardline came out, it's like, cops and robbers, and there was Payday, cops and robbers, and then there's this, cops and robbers.
That does seem like a little trend right now.
But at the same time, it's kind of cool.
It is, but maybe in my own opinion, I kind of see it as like it's a little more real world, because not everyone's in the military out fighting these wars, but burglary can happen right down the street at your bank.
Yeah, so
like that can happen. It feels a little more real to you. You're used to the police. You're used to criminals and stuff.
So yeah,
that's just a rant. That went off complete topic, but I think it's a cool theory. That's something to consider about. Let's do The Evil Within.
Okay, so I've said a few times, I love weird games. I like horror games even more. Horror games, especially even recently, they've been getting really hyped.
Yeah,
everybody's loving
horror games are getting way up.
Yeah. And my top favorite horror survival is Resident Evil 4.
Right.
So
that one's not. It's not even like a horror game though. But that's what really good. I think that was like the big Kickstarter for it.
I actually think that was the one that got me to look around too.
Right.
So hearing that The Evil Within is being directed by the same guy just makes me so happy. But it's being censored in Japan.
Now that is a crazy story to me, because you think about Japan, you kind of think of all the weird stuff that they kind of do or they're allowed to do, and people just say, "Oh yeah, whatever. It's because it's Japan." But when it comes to a game with such graphic, blood and gore and everything in it,
it's kind of like the opposite of America. Over there, it's like boobs are okay, gore is no. Over here, gore is yay, boobs are no.
Yeah, see, so that's what confuses me about it. It's like, well, what's their goal? Like, why are they censoring it?
The big thing the director said was they want to get this game out to more people. All right, so there's people that are going to get queasy if they see someone's head cut off or too much blood, you know.
And you can see that in the trailer.
The trailer is ridiculous.
That was a very, very intense scene. At first, I was like, I'm a guy who actually like enjoys games for the gore in it. But the aspect of the game plus that gore that you see in the beginning it just multiplied it, just a giant amplitude.
I didn't get to see that trailer, so seeing that was really cool.
That was it does look very cool. It looks like an awesome game, and I can kind of see why they're doing that. I can kind of see the censorship because if someone in Japan, you know, big guy's saying like, "Hey, this is bad," you know, they're losing a huge market of people. They're losing a huge demographic because Japan is always, you know, they've always got games and everything going.
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
like what they're almost not exclusively known for, but that's a big thing over there. And for them to actually be losing some of the fans over there that they can sell to, I can see why. But you know, it's just odd to me.
But they do know that there is a fan base for, you know, wanting the gore stuff. So they are releasing a DLC called the Gore Mode. So,
DLC.
So the DLC lets it be, it's like, well, if you want the gore, download the DLC. They didn't say if it was free or if you have to pay, but I'm going to guess it's free.
I would hope that it's free.
So-
That seems like a big gist.
So you download it, and then it'll be like, do you want Gore Mode on? You hit yes, and it'll be what we get. It'll be what we get. Like So
that worried at me at first because I thought they might like cut it down over
No,
here and send it
when-
out everywhere. Okay, so they're just okay.
Yeah, so once you get the DLC, it's like, oh, fine. That was weird.
You gonna live?
Yeah. So it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be all the gore that you come to think the evil within is. And I didn't think it was going to be this gory when I first heard about it. I figured because like at that point all horror games were like, oh, Slender type deal. So I figured console Slender. No,
Right.
This is so cool.
And in all honesty, on like, you know, with Evil Within and on Resident Evil 4, they almost seem a lot alike with the over the shoulder.
Yeah.
The very horror aspect of it. It seems like a more amplified on the horror. Like they took Resident Evil 4 and just pushed horror right into your face with it. I feel like that's kind of what they did because then you can see the over the shoulder, the shooting,
Yeah.
and everything, and all the monsters.
I like to think that they kind of like I know it's probably the worst thing to say, but I kind of feel like they added Last of Us into Resident Evil 4 because they added a lot more zombies, and that it looks like ammo's a little scarce.
It does look like that way, but that looks really good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm not sure if I can handle the game after what I've seen.
I've already pre-ordered it, so
I'm ready. I am ready. Let's move on to the topic of PlayStation TV, and now to get our minds off that a little
Yeah.
bit.
So PlayStation TV, something I've been very excited for. Back when it was announced in Japan, they weren't even going to give it to us. Back then, it was just called the PS Vita TV. So the big thing is like, oh, play your PS Vita games on the TV.
Cool concept.
I wanted that. I love my Vita. My Vita's my go-to console right now. Even though everyone's like, oh, small library. I'm pretty sure it has a bigger library than the Wii U by now. All right.
Ooh.
I think it has a bigger library than the Wii U. All right. So being able to play those games on the TV just feels really nice. Also, you get to play like the PS1 games, which you could do that with the PS3, but also the PSP games. That is something I'm really looking forward to because there's this one called The Third Birthday. I'm obsessed with that game. I love that game playing that on my Vita. So seeing that is really cool.
Being able to put it on a big screen is like the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what you're shooting.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
It's awesome.
But the cool thing with it, if you have a PS4, and how they said it at E3, it's like, oh, Big Brother has the PS4 in his room and he doesn't want me to play it, but he's out. So if you have the PlayStation TV, you can remote play with the PS4, and oh, look, PS4 is in your room now, and you just play it. So that is really cool.
That's a cool idea.
And once the PlayStation Now comes out, which I'm pretty sure will be out by the time that is, stream games onto there. So you're going to have so many games to play right off the bat.
That's
it is
awesome.
like, and they were talking onto PlayStation Now. If you have a Sony TV, on select Sony TVs, you can sync up a DualShock 3 controller, have PlayStation Now on there, and just stream games to your TV.
Huh.
You don't even need the console.
That's
So,
impressive.
In theory, it's a great idea. Right now, the prices are really dumb, though. like what I got to see from the beta that they sent a few other people. I got the beta, so I checked it out. For 4 hours was like $4.99, and then for a whole week was $7.99.
Doesn't seem like that fits well.
There wasn't even a big library. The only game I was like really wanting to play was Oddworld, and I didn't see any other thing, and I was like, I could just buy it and download it to my PS3. It's not even worth it at this point.
Well, we'll see how that comes out. Hopefully they'll be able to execute that a little better when time comes on and everything like that.
Just a cool concept, but
It is. It's a cool idea. Hopefully they can fix out
They'll probably
the kinks
fix
with
it.
Yeah, I think so.
And then we're gonna go on the last thing. Our thoughts on the Destiny Alpha.
The Destiny Alpha was awesome. For the brief time we were allowed to play it, and I believe it will be coming out in mid-July, around there. It comes out for the beta.
Yeah.
So that'll be really fun to play. But the alpha itself, I mean, while alphas are kind of like, very they're bare. They're meant for you to play it and be like, this is pretty cool. It's here's some things you could work on.
Yeah.
When I was playing it, I didn't find that many things to say, hey, you should fix this because this sucks.
It was actually really fun because after a while, they just made you do the same side mission over and over again, and I found it fun.
It was still fun, regardless, and that's, that's repetition and everything, but it's kind of done right.
Cool thing about the beta, too, PlayStation 4 is getting it a week before Xbox One.
Ooh.
But, yeah. But we actually did, we have some videos up on our channel, and if you want to go check that channel. And we'll have more coming, but we got to play it, and it was a lot of fun.
It was really cool to play it, even though, with limitations, regardless of whether you hit the level cap already or not, it was still really fun to play. It was kind of like a good Halo game.
Yeah, I hate doing that, comparing games to other games.
Yes.
But I did find myself going, this reminds me a lot of Halo.
But it reminds me of good Halo.
But it reminds me of the Halo 3, Halo Reach, but also at times I was like, well, they combined Halo Reach with stuff from Borderlands and Mass Effect, and they made this original game that just feels like so much fun. It's something new that I haven't played before, and I'm so excited for it.
And it's got the cool idea that you can transfer your level and everything in your story to your multiplayer and vice versa.
It is so cool.
It's a really cool idea. I think they're doing everything right now. I can't think of anything to complain of.
No. The online community.
Well, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, we got to play Domination. Well, it was, what was it called?
It was something like that.
But
Something.
It was Domination, and we got to play it. It was really fun, unless you were on the moon, and...
Oh, the vehicles are... Yeah, but that's just a small technical
It's
detail.
literally so small.
I'm sure they're working out.
And, there'll probably be more levels that don't even,
have vehicles whatsoever.
So you don't even have to worry about it. It probably won't even become, a big thing.
No.
That was literally my only gripe with it, and it's not even big enough to really say it's a bad game or anything.
No, just a small little thing I'm sure they'll fix.
So it's so much fun.
It's very fun. It's a lot of fun to play, so hopefully, I don't know, check out a couple of videos about it. The online's really cool, story's really cool. I think it's going to be a great game overall when it comes out in September. So, can't wait for that. But I think that's all we've got here today on Not So Family Gaming. Thank you for watching the video, by the way.
Please tell your friends, your family, and that weird guy at the office about us.
Because those people are very important. You can also make sure you can comment, like, subscribe. Check out the Twitter and the Facebook of GameCoop for more information and all the good stuff. But that'll do it for us here on Not So Family Gaming.
Yeah. Thanks again for watching, guys.
GameCoop. GameCoop.